Okay, family. I just want to share real quickly, and speak on my ascension taking place, my journey, my beginning start about 6 years ago when I dropped the video. And at this current time, you know what I mean, I was in a certain space, a certain bubble, you know what I mean? Even when I started making videos, I didn't care how I presented myself. Um, and not to say, you know what I mean, that's important, but the reason why I pointed out because literally I did not care, you know what I mean, how I presented myself. And as I look back on that time, and I was still partaking into a lifestyle that I was quickly transitioning from. And this particular day was my first video. And the lifestyle that I was living for quite some time, I came to the realization, and within that video, I stated, I'm sorry to the family, I'm sorry to the world, um, but I am here now, and now is the time, man, that I feel the shoes of who I truly am. Master 33 Dragon, dealing with high level consciousness, wisdom, perception, comprehension, and when I started making videos, you know what I mean, these sayings that you see me speak on um, came from my level of experience. You can say it's like I'm lost for words because, damn family, man, it's like since this journey started, man, it's literally been just me. Um, and there's no turning back. I've passed at that particular time. I've passed um, a soul test that was set in place before I came into this existence, that was set upon myself by my soul blueprint. And I started saying in my videos, as you all know, if you tune in, one must dive deep into your mental health, and one must operate from the heart center. And I remember I had made a comment on, and I hate to bring up people's names because I'm not looking to utilize anyone's names to get notoriety. I am not operating on such a low vibrational, egotistical frequency. I'm not looking for people to gravitate, you know what I mean, just because I mentioned this particular name, and I'm not even going to mention, but this person is well known. This is a person, man, that I love deeply, you know what I mean, just on the strength of a nine ether being, you know what I mean, that I've learned a lot from in regards, man, to the information this particular individual shared. But at this time, when I made a comment, I was speaking on, you know what I mean, what it is that I was seeing. And of course, at this time, I didn't even dive off into this individual clearly because the comment that I left kind of rubbed this individual the wrong way. But I spoke on the delivery and not understanding how one can have, you know, such level of consciousness, but can then interact, you know what I mean, with the people in such a fashion. So I stated up under this particular video at this time, speaking about the heart chakra, and this individual, lashed out. Now, when the individual lashed out, of course, I comment back you know what I mean, in a calm demeanor, Sakhina, aka calmness, and this individual did not respond. And what it is, man, that I said was the heart is the seat of consciousness dealing with elevated wisdom. When we talking about electromagnetic and the powerful energy that the heart emits, you know what I mean? It's overriding any other part, man, of the ultimate technology across this planet. And, you know, of course, this individual didn't respond. Now, when I look back and think about that moment and why this individual didn't respond, because this individual knew based off of what it is that I said that I was right. And, you know what I mean, I did not approach that individual's comment with the same energy that that individual pushed out. So I was leading by example. Now, one may ask, you know what I mean, well, why do I say mental health and why do I say one must operate from the heart center? Well, when we dealing with mental health and we talking about laws of attraction and manifestation and things of this nature, or you or one creating their own reality with their thoughts, this is key. Because anytime, man, you put continuous thought into something, and then over time you incorporating deep emotions, and then in time, thoughts, emotions, and then now you applying, man, visions along with the emotions and the deep thoughts and the deep emotions, then ultimately over time these things is going to manifest into your reality very quickly. So, and also I mentioned mental health because it's very extremely important. We have a lot of people out here, man, that's dealing with a lot of trauma, stress, aggravation, you know what I mean, dealing with people, places, and things in relationships with the opposite, aka the feminine. And from my experiences, you know what I mean, with people, places, and things in relationships with the opposite, you know, these things can take effect on one's consciousness, on one's mental state. This is why I always say that you can never place blame on external things for the reason why, you know what I mean, certain things happen, man, within your world, within your reality. You must place blame on the individual, man, that you see in the mirror every time, man, you approach the mirror. Now, when you are placing blame upon yourself, you are negating, man, a whole lot of ignorance, family. And what takes place is you become, man, to realize, man, that you are the master of your universe. So literally, the reason why things may not go a particular way is because of you, no one else. So when you go out into the world, you are seeing fragments of yourself. There is no one else but you. Now, what am I talking about here? I really don't want to get into that. I want to get right into, you know what I mean, the point that I want to make and, you know, stress, man, the importance, man, of one operating from the heart center. You have four body systems that one must master. We dealing with the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical. Now, I say in my videos, and I stress this, man, because, you know, I see a lot of, you know, so-called conscious people, you know what I mean, speak and, you know, share their level of comprehension, understanding of certain things, you know what I mean? But they always tend not to speak about the physical. So let me reiterate, man, and beat you across your cerebellum. And I always stress, you know what I mean, that the human body is the ultimate technology across this planet. I do not say things, family, just for kicks and rocks or to appease, man, you know what I mean, to the public and looking for likes. I say things for a reason. Everything, man, that you see me do on every social media platform, even all the way down to the stories, and every last story that you see from beginning to end, it is all done for a reason, family. I do not move frivolously or speak frivolous shit, aka meaningless, family. So everything, man, that I do is for a reason. I do not utilize these social media for nothing else but fulfilling my soul contract. Hence why I even started making videos. For those that know me, will sit here, man. Well, a particular person that know me, and people that know me is like, oh, okay, well, H making videos now. And if you truly know me, you know what I mean, in my younger years, then you would know, man, that this is nothing new. Fresh out the womb, you know what I mean, at an early age, you know what I mean, I was thought to be far advanced, you know what I mean, for my age. My speech and my ways of articulation has always been on a higher level. Now, there's reasons for this. Um, I am an old soul. This is not my first time within this existence, family. So, the very first video I made, you know what I mean, I did not care, man, how I presented myself. My ego was obsolete. All I cared about, man, at that point in time, man, was sharing, man, what was heavy on my soul. And that was me no longer engaging, man, into a lifestyle that I was engaging in and filling them shoes of who I truly am. So at that particular time, man, I passed a test that was set in place before I came into this existence. Moving forward in my videos, I started to say one must dive deep into their mental health and to the heart center. Now, what I want to point out, let's get to the point of this video. There is a book that I was led to. And what is funny is I'm just now reading the book, and I've had this book, you know what I mean, for years. And when I say years, about 2.5 years to be exact, to be specific. And from time to time, I would open the book and skim through it. And every time, you know what I mean, the information, man, that I read when I'm skimming through the book, I get the chills, family, every time, man, you know what I mean, I touch this book. Even when, you know what I mean, I was in this crystal store. This is where I got the book from. And, you know, I just gravitated to the book. I picked it up. I read the title, and I seen mastery, enlightenment within the title. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, say the particular whole title of the book, but and then I turned it, you know, read the back, and then I opened the book, and Opening the book, it was like light. And it's funny because, this book speaks about light codes, the ascension process, how this takes place and things of this nature, family. So I got the book, you know what I mean? But these are the feelings, man, that I have every single time I skim through the book, every single time I read a particular thing in the book, I get the chills. Now, within the past 30 days, I decided, man, to dive off into the book. And everything happens for a reason. So even at this point in time, me diving off fully into the book, no more skim throughing. This was meant to take place exactly at the time I decided, man, to dive into it. And the reason why I say this is because before, when I'm skimming through it, I'm like, yo, this book is deep. It has certain practices and things of this nature. So my initiation has been in process for a very long time. Now, I'm going to share something out of the book, and this is what I want to touch on, family, because before ever reading this, freestyle wisdom, you'll notice, man, that I say that a lot, you know what I mean, in my captions. Freestyle wisdom, because literally, man, I'm just freestyling off the top of the dome. Now, have I ever had experiences with meditation and receiving information? No, I haven't. But when I speak about the heart center and the heart being the seat of consciousness and things of this nature and high level wisdom, then my freestyle wisdom off the top of the dome is coming from my heart space. I see things on a higher level. You can say my third eye is open, call it whatever you want to call it. What I call it is I am him, Master 33. I am a dragon, family, dealing with high level consciousness, high level wisdom. Let me stress that once again. Now I can sit here and I've always said that, I'm gonna write a book, but I can sit here and explain in great detail, man, why I'm saying these things. But then, we'll be talking for hours. But I want to point out what I read in this particular book today. The phase, family, we are moving into now involves an expansion of the existing light bodies of all those in the fifth dimension. Majority is still in the third. The chakras become translucent, losing their individual colors as they simmer with the spectrum of white light. Excuse me. And a unified column of light is created, expanding from the heart center in both directions. The heart chakra is the core of the ascension process, driving the path of mastery. As the heart becomes stronger, the ego starts to lose its control and becomes obsolete. This happens when the master has passed the soul test of the heart. Now, family, like I'm getting the chills right now. And, when I read that, man, I'm like, wow. Let me stress, man, right? Freestyle wisdom, man, how important the heart is. If one individual, man, is pushing out sincere intentions from the heart space, sincere intentions from the heart space, this individual is pushing out high level of electricity of love. And what takes place, man, with just this one individual in this space operating on this type of frequency is able to affect over not over, but about a quarter million, about 300,000 people within the circumference of this individual. When I read this, family, I'm saying to myself, like, okay, it's funny, man, that I decide, man, to read this book at this particular time, and once again, this is not coincidence. This is meant to take place exactly perfect timing, you know what I mean, at the timing, man, that is taking place. And just to read that, man, I'm just like blown away, because it's like, man, all this time, man, you just been saying things. And the reason why I'm pointing this out and making this video, family, because I can give you many experiences with reading. Now, I've always been an avid reader of anything, man, that is beneficial to my mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, intellectual, financial. I gravitate to. I give you an example of this. At the age of 13 years old, I'm getting financial stock financial reports. And let me tell you how, I go about doing this is because within the hood, I hear a particular individual talking about stocks, talking about money, and things of this nature. And, I can go deeper, man, of when I was a child and my mom used to take me to work, and how I, developed, man, this understanding, man, of stocks and the benefit. And then, I can take you into, what I mean, an experience that took place, man, when in my younger years, I did some time. So, family, I'm just sharing my journey, and how important it is, man, for one to be aware of whom they truly are, and dive off, man, into information, you know what I mean, and how and why, what I mean, doing so is very important, because you will begin to tie synchronicities of information, man, to your life experiences, which will further establish deeper understanding of whom you truly are and what is taking place, man, you know what I mean, with yourself as you go through these tests set upon yourself by your soul. So anything that happens in your life is not to be looked upon, man, as a bad thing. It's meant to take place, man, to further your evolution, your ascension, and ultimately, man, you coming to the realization of what your purpose here. Because everyone has a purpose, family. Everyone has the keys. Remember, we are all connected, family. We are all connected. So the understanding of that, that's a whole nother conversation, family. But I just wanted to share my thoughts. I just wanted to share this with the family, and stay tuned, because as I dive deeper, man, into the practice of meditation, man, my intentions is to tap in to the accessibility that a Life Path 33 has, is the accessibility to speak to the ascended masters. And there are two more tests that I must pass. Remember, you got the 4 body systems. One must master these 4: mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. And if you ever tune into my videos, I speak on all 4 of these things, family. Before even coming into the information telling me so. Even when I dived off into my astrological chart, my natal chart, numerology and things of this nature, family. Even when, you know, we look up what a life path 33 is to my overall birth date, and then being a life path 7, born on the 25th of a month, 2 plus 5 is 7. When you look these things up, when I look these things up, I swear, man, I'm so excited. I'm telling everybody like, yo, this shit is crazy, man. Like, this shit is literally talking about me. Now I understand, you know what I mean? Now I understand. Now, I've always been a confident, very extremely confident, to the point where people think I'm conceited or think I'm arrogant, but no, I'm just extremely confident. And also, man, I know whom I truly is. And I don't look to, you know what I mean, change for no one. You know what I mean? Either you gonna love me or you not. And if you not, I truly can give 2 fucks, man, if you don't. And then when I come to the realization, man, of who I am, it's like, okay, yes, sir, man. Apply the pressure. So there is no looking back. If you know me, ladies, fellas, I am 20 months abstinence, soon to be 2 years. And I don't look to come up off of that, man, you know what I mean? Just for a quick nut, you know what I mean? Or some, and you know, I've been getting females, man, that reach out, you know what I mean? But when I get this, you know what I mean, I and maybe sometimes, man, there's probably one particular female in general, but I look to be very careful, man, because me being abstinent for this long, me being firm, and then who I am, family, you know what I mean? Sometimes I be feeling like these women are coming, you know what I mean, with not sincere intentions. So I just want to be careful, you know what I mean? Because when I do engage, you know what I mean, then that's going to be it. You know what I mean? She's going to be the one. So she has to be in complete alignment. You know what I mean? Complete alignment. Like my total opposite. You know what I mean? Not total opposite, but my reflection, literally. But I love you all truly. Health is the real wealth. Knowledge is power. Knowledge negates ignorance. Knowledge truly will solve all of your problems, family. One must dive deep into your mental health, and one must operate from the heart center. Kemp, quintessential individual management position of self. Pimp, person in management position of self. Apply the pressure, man. Pimp hard, man.